I mean, so what it was is MJ was very open to helping out the younger guys. It didn't care. It didn't matter who it was. So the players would ask him a question, and Michael would give them the answer. Say, hey, this is what you need to do. But he would watch to see if you actually did it, because if you didn't do it and you asked him for another piece of advice, he was going to have some choice words for you, saying, hey, I told you something to do before and you never even did it. The one thing with Kobe, every time Kobe asked MJ about something, he followed through. You could see it in his game. You could see it in his mentality. You could see it in his approach. So Michael was like, okay, now here's a real student. Here's a person that really understands what it takes to win over and over and over again. So that's why Kobe could call MJ at 3 o'clock in the morning. That they could talk after games. I mean, it was amazing when you would watch a Chicago Bulls and a Lakers game. The bus and the plane was always delayed because both of them, Kobe would come out and he would talk to Michael. If they were playing at the United Center, and they would literally talk after the game for about an hour and a half, just the two of them.
Yeah.
Just the two of them. And they would be the initial things about how the family is, all the pleasantries, and then after that, it was straight about competition, mental preparation, how to do this, how to do that, and they would have these lessons back and forth. And you would see two individuals cleanly dressed, like literally going through different footwork patterns, near the locker rooms and all this stuff, discussing different things and so forth. And it would be the same thing when they were when they were in LA. It would be, Kobe and then MJ, they would talk afterwards and go for it. And it's funny, Michael was more willing to talk to him if they won. If they didn't win, the conversation wasn't quite as long, because he's still a competitor. I still want to beat this young kid over and over again. But that was the relationship that they had. They could talk anytime, and Michael did truly think of him as a little pain in the ass brother that wanted to always get better, that always asked a lot of questions, that wanted to be the best version of Kobe Bryant that he could be.
Why do you think their relationship remained so private then? Because, in the media, when Kobe was playing, they would always compare Kobe to Jordan, who would win. Nobody ever said anything, really. And truthfully, until The Last Dance came out or until the funeral,
Sure.
I didn't understand. I didn't know the answer. I think if Kobe would have come out and just said, hey, I talk to Jordan all the time, the debate probably would have ended, but he never said anything. And it never really materialized until afterwards.
Yeah, you know what? Two very private individuals. Very, very private individuals. Not very, obviously when Michael played, there wasn't any social media. When Kobe played, it was a little bit, and he kind of got involved into it more in later on in his career. But his early part of his career, he didn't. They had a mutual respect. The information they were sharing was to be shared among each other. And, when you have different people that are in the same mind frame, the same thoughts about winning, and maybe in the same sector, they respect each other's privacy. They respect the information that one person is willing to give to the other, and they know that they've been selected to receive this information. Winning has opened the door to this relationship between the two of them, and they need to keep it that way, because obviously there's going to be things that are shared. There's going to be things that are said that they didn't want anybody else to know. They didn't want anybody else to know how close this relationship was. And Michael wasn't going to allow that same information to go to everybody else. And Kobe was honored that Michael was passing this information on to him. And he didn't want to disrespect him by saying, hey, I get all this stuff. I'm sure there was some communication between them that I wasn't privy to, that they were just saying, hey, listen, this is something special. I don't do this with everyone. Let's just kind of keep this between us, because the rest of their lives was so public.